Hi guys, I am Natural 2020 and I wanted to do this video because it's so important for us to find our own hair routine. Now, there's so much absolutely awesome content on YouTube. There are so many hair influencers, there are so many beautiful women who have grown their hair right down to their tailbone, to their knees, and it's just brilliant. It's brilliant to see. But for me, what was really overwhelming is sometimes I would come across a video and one person will be saying, "Oh, you should always use this product in your hair." And then another person will be saying, "Oh, you should never use this product in your hair." And yet both of them have flourishing, long, awesome hair. And so it was just one of those difficult things where I was like, okay, how do I find what works for me? How do I know what works for me? And so what I chose to do was begin to strip all of that down. I said, okay, I'm going to take 3 hair influencers, 3 women who have a similar hair type to me, who have already grown their hair down to where I'd like mine to be. And I'm going to look at their routine in detail and then work mine out from that. So here are the few things that I took into consideration. Firstly, the 3 influencers that I chose to kind of follow in this sense was Indigenous Strands, Curl Code Black, and So Doll. Now, I believe all 3 of them have YouTube channels and they definitely all have Instagram as well. So I follow them on Instagram and I don't necessarily follow them all on YouTube, but for the purpose of what I wanted to do, I did watch their YouTube videos to understand their routine and some of the things that they do. And the key things that I looked at was their products, or more so the ingredients that they're using. So products are great, they're awesome, we need them. But it's not necessarily about brands necessarily, it's more so about the ingredients within those products and how those ingredients are impacting our hair. So across all 3 of them, I looked at the products or the ingredients that they use, and that was one of the key things that helped me to understand my routine. The second thing I looked at was their wash routine. So I was looking at maybe how often they're washing, what shampoo they use, do they deep condition? If they don't deep condition, what do they do in place of that? So those are a few things that I looked at in terms of their wash routine. Thirdly was how they style their hair. And it was considering, do they protective style? Do they not protective style? If they do, what kind of styles do they do? Do they put tension on their hair? Do they straighten their hair? Things like that. Do they blow dry their hair? How do they incorporate heat, if at all? How do they stretch their hair? So those are a few things that I considered when I looked at how they style. The fourth one is their moisture or hydration routine. And that was looking at how they add and that was looking at how they hydrate their hair, whether they use kind of just tap water, whether they use aloe vera juice, teas, and then how they moisturize their hair, whether they use leave-ins and things like that, and what kind of oils they use, if at all. So I was interested to look at how they moisturize their hair across all 3 of those ladies. And then lastly, I took into consideration things that they never do or things that they rarely do. And so that was things like most of them rarely straighten their hair, or a few of them, I think they never straighten their hair. As I looked down their page, I almost couldn't find any picture of their hair totally straightened. Some of them rarely blow dry their hair, things like that. So it was considering what are some of the things that they absolutely never do or things that they rarely do. And then once I had documented this across those three influencers, those few things that we talked about, then I looked at what are some of the similarities across all three of them? What are things that all three of them do? And one of them I noticed was that all three of them wear twists. That's interesting, isn't it? And if you notice, that is, twists are a style that I always have as well. So something there told me that I was on the right track. But I then also looked at what worked for me, even though these three ladies are doing it and it might work for them, it might be awesome for them, but it might not necessarily work for me. For example, one of them kind of doesn't wash their hair as often as I know I need to wash my hair. So that's something that I didn't want to necessarily take that and put it into my routine. So once I looked at the similarities across all three of them, and then I looked at what works for me, I was able to create my own hair routine based off that. And I then, once I had my hair routine, I wasn't being pulled in every different direction. I wasn't then seeing a new hair video from a new person and thinking, oh no, I need to do that. Or, oh no, I need to buy that product. No, it was like, okay, I've got my staple routine and I am not deviating from it until my hair tells me otherwise and it communicates something needs to change or something isn't working. I've decided that I'm sticking with it. So if you feel like you're kind of being a bit tossed to and fro, not sure what to do, which way to go with your hair, then this is probably something that I would encourage you to do. And I'm going to put a link in the description box below where you can actually download the template that I created in order to do this. If this is something you need, then I would encourage you to get it. For me, it was so important. I did not want to be following every hair YouTuber and trying to do everything that they're doing. I needed to know what was important for my hair growth routine. I'm sure that is the same for you too. I want you to be so sure of your hair routine. I don't want you to feel like, oh, I need to follow this person, I need to follow this latest trend, I need to follow this latest product. Consistency and a good routine is what does it. So head to the link in the description box below, get your download, and I would love to know how you are creating your hair regimen. It's been great sharing with you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Feel free to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next time. See you.